What up, 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 what up? What's going on, America? It's your boy, Rod Don. And listen, he's no longer a guest. He's part of the family now. You know what I'm saying? He's flying like an eagle today. It's your boy, Skrapp, in the building today. It's another fire episode. Brooklyn Bears and Ball Sports Show. You know how we do. We in the building. We thank y'all again for supporting, jumping on, commenting, liking, sharing. We need y'all to keep that fire going, all right? Keep the support. Keep the algorithms pumping, y'all. Keep them comments coming. Facebook, shout out. YouTube, shout out. Hit that little notification buttons every time we popping live. Your phone is going fired, bro, because it's on today. It was a lot of good football. We all stand as winners today, but, you know, we all stand as winners today, so it might be a little, it'll be a little love in the show, you know what I'm saying? But, Skrapp's going to have the most to talk about. He did have the game of the week. But, we in the building, nevertheless. We here. What's going on, Don? What's up with you, bro?
Oh, man, this is I thought the show was going to have a different tone to it, but nonetheless, it's all good. I am very excited. I'm glad the Eagles won, right? And I'll explain in the show why I'm actually excited about the Eagles and what they put on tape. But man, this is gonna be a good one.
I'm never happy when the Eagles win, no matter what. I don't care what the mathematics say.
Thank you for being real.
The Eagles win, it's a bad day for the Cowboys, no question. But we here.
All right, without further ado, let's get into it. What a great game to finish off week 11. I mean, this was actually the game of the week. We've all, each one of our teams has experienced a game of the week, a game that has a lot of, this was a Super Bowl rematch. And I was excited. These are both conference leaders, right? Mm-hmm. Eagles have the best record in the NFC. At the time, the Chiefs had the best record, right? So they're two number one seeds, basically. So I'll give you my quick synopsis, and then I know Skrapp is going to wax philosophical on all the X's and O's. I'll tell you the exciting part. Ultimately, the Chiefs lost. And as we said all season long, the wins by the Eagles have not been impressive, but they find a way to win. And that is impressive. But I will say this. What I saw on tape was something that I got excited about. And as Rod alluded, he's never excited about the Eagles' victory, success, you name it. But I will say this. What was deemed to be the Eagles' strength was exposed as a weakness yesterday. Kansas City was able to run. Now, we know that their corners, the Eagles' corners, are complete. Their suits are flammable. They are a torchable corner. All of that is torchable. I mean, it has been done by Sam Howell, Dak Prescott, and I thought that Patrick Mahomes would just finish, burning them up, right? Mm-hmm. They would be deep fried turkeys. But unfortunately, they prevailed in the run game. And so a strength, because the pretty much the knock was, hey, you can throw on them, but you can't run on them. Kansas City was able to run on them. So I'm thinking, man, CMC, Debo, Elijah Mitchell, everybody has to be licking their chops. Kyle Shanahan thinking about how to get all of our moving parts in formation and just being able to expose the run game. Of course, we know from a torchable standpoint, our passing game is prolific. Brock Purdy is going to slice and dice. And so coming from that, I thought that was exciting to see that not only can you torch them in the air, but now you can run on them, because Kansas City, Pacheco's a good running back, but he's not at the level of CMC. So I was excited about that. Now, real quickly, looking at Kansas City for the AFC, this is the best time. They are wounded. They don't have a receiver that they can depend on. And I have been extreme. I have Travis Kelce on my fantasy team. Extremely disappointed. I don't know if if Taylor Swift is taking all of your energy and all your power, then you probably need to break up with her and then resume that relationship after the Super Bowl if you get there. But he hasn't played well. I understand. I read on Twitter that he has some lingering injuries and he's contemplating retirement. I don't want to hear that before a game. You need to talk about that in the offseason. So his play, he had a touchdown, but he had a costly fumble. Patrick Mahomes played as well as he could play, but at the end of the day, he doesn't have the pieces that can take him to the next level. I mean, they should have not gone cheap in the receiver part, and they should have, because they had opportunities to get really good, arguably number one receivers, and they chose not to do it, whether it was them being, too cocky, them thinking that they were better than they were, putting too much on Patrick Mahomes, doing more with less. But anyway you cut it, I came away from this game encouraged that the 49ers, number one, are going to handle the Eagles in week 13. And if we are to see Kansas City in the Super Bowl, we will not have an issue. Both healthy teams, if we face each other, we will handle business. What do you guys say?
I'm gonna let Skrapp go. I'll come after Skrapp because his face saying it all. He ready to pounce. You must be on mute. We can't hear you, Skrapp. Wait, unmute yourself. I think you're going to mute.
You're muted.
How's that?
There we
okay.
Go.
See, he was already talking loud and saying nothing. That's why the computer automatically.
I was just actually y'all didn't miss anything because I was listening. Rod, you go. I'm still trying to digest what
Don said. Right? I know, man.
I don't believe this, man.
Yo, listen, man. I'm gonna tell you, it's interesting, man. This is what frustrates me so much because the Eagles are a good team that's beatable, and yet no one can seem to beat them. At least right now, they are gonna take some L's though along the way. No question about it. Because they're going to lose to the Niners and they will lose to Dallas in Dallas. No question about it. And I do think that the Bills, there is an upset alert because y'all going to take another L somewhere along this tough stretch. So I think the Bills are going to definitely get you. But let me go back last night. I'm going to make it brief so Skrapp can get it in. You know what I'm saying?
No, take your time. Get it all in. Get it all in.
But, it's one of those, like I said, good team that's beatable, right? You can play with the Eagles. And yesterday, you're right, Don. They look really weak on the run, which is their bread and butter. That's their premier. That's their strength, if you will, on their defense, right? Definitely didn't look good. Although I felt Kansas City kind of came away from the run. But we all know what this game came down to. It's just the drop passes. That's what it came down, at least for Kansas City. Watson over the middle on that 3rd and 5, had it right in his hands. There's a drop right there. I also felt that Mahomes didn't play to the level that we're used to seeing him play. He overthrew Kelce, even though he was under some pressure, but he had Kelce wide open in the middle. Ball sailed on him there. And then, of course, the end zone interception. If he would have just led Watson a little bit more to the corner of the end zone, and I think Aikman had brought that point out, which I definitely agree with, then, Bayer wouldn't have been able to make a play on the ball. So, we saw some uncharacteristic throws by Mahomes, but clearly you can see, man, like Watson on the route, running up the sideline, and then of course him and Mahomes not on the same page, throwing the ball to the outside, and Watson running into where the coverage is with the safety. That was a miscue. Then and then not only that, but what's his name? But Scantley, what they call him, MVS, ABC, CBS, NBC, whatever. It's like, yo, bro, the play where he has the guy beat. This is way before he dropped the major drop. But it's like, he has no clue where the ball is. It's like it's so frustrating for Mahomes because he's got the ball out there. That's just a perfect throw. If he can just locate, that's one of the things that good receivers got to be able to do. Even if you're somewhat off on your route a little bit, off the ball is not thrown with accuracy, you got to know how to locate the ball. He's like, yo, which way did it go? Which way did it go? He did like 3 pirouette turns before he could even find out where the ball is. And in this game came down to some key plays. We know the drop, right? That's without question. We saw where, again, you already brought it up, Don, the fumble inside the red zone with Kelce. Good play. You got to give that to the Eagles there. punching the ball out. That was a huge play. They would at least at the minimum gotten 3 right there. That would have changed the dynamics, obviously, with the game going forward. But you did see some things. Kansas City was able to run, which I was shocked. I didn't think that was the thing they was going to do. I really thought that their strength was going to come against the defense of the Eagles in terms of their secondary. But again, it's like, man, you look at this thing, man, and you look at the Eagles, and obviously Smith with a huge catches on that drive where they score. And it's with the Eagles, they get those plays that kind of count, right? It's those drives that kind of count, that give them a little bit of separation. But you got to give their defense, though they didn't do well against the run, they did make stops, and they just was able to give their offense another opportunity. And then eventually the Eagles were able to click, they was able to score, and then, able to do their thing. And then that kept the separation before Kansas City could even do anything else. And of course the drops that just made it bad. But, I definitely thought Kansas City was going to win this game. No question about it. I actually thought it was going to be a blowout. That I really did, because that's how bad that secondary has been. But, kudos. Eagles got it. I was definitely upset. I was ready to go. I was going to do a show last night. Like, yo, D, get Skrapp. Find out where he is. Let's get it on. And I was just going to sit back, have some popcorn, and just let me want to hear all the excuses as to why the Eagles lost. But instead, cry Eagles cry. We get fly Eagles fly. So now we got to sit here and we got to let my man Skrapp do his thing. So tell us what you saw, Skrapp. We know what you saw. So tell us how you see the game, bro.
Thank you, fellas. Thank you, fellas, for your honest and very honest opinions and takes. I felt the pain in y'all voices. But whether it's ugly, whether it's pretty, okay, in the words of the great DJ Khaled, all we do is win, win, win. Okay. Me and Don had an active text thread going last night, because Don likes to now, send me stuff during games.
Oh yeah, he doesn't say to me, no doubt.
He was just sending stuff, and I'm like, okay. So I told Don, and he'll tell you. I told him, I said, yeah, they got a little bit of pep now, but what's gonna happen is we're gonna walk them down like who, Don?
Jason.
Yes. We're going to walk them down like Jason. I told them they're going to do all this. They're going to do all this running around. Then they're going to run out of gas, and they're going to look up, and we're just going to be standing there. Hockey mask on, machete up.
He said it. He said it. Yep.
I mean, I told him, listen. As far as Kansas City's receivers, you get what you pay for, okay?
Yeah.
You paid Mahomes $1 trillion. Okay,
right.
So I don't want to hear he don't have this person to throw to. He don't have that person to throw to. Same thing happened in Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers took all the money and then wondered why he had to throw to a Alan Lazard and try to rebirth Randall Cobb, and why Devontae Adams is gone. Okay, you get what you pay for. Okay, now in terms of last night, it was ugly. Okay, not all wins are going to be pretty. Okay, but the important part is getting the win first. Okay, our defense, we always leave a lot to be desired. Absolutely, I'm our biggest critic on Facebook during the games. I was grinding Byard up when he let that dude run free through the middle over into the end zone. I'm like, how do you just let him run away from you? But we got an offense that delivers more times than not. I mean, you can say what you want. Our corners are torchable, but our running game, I think we went away from the running game some. And again, we tried to get them the game. We did dumb plays late. We got a fumble in the red zone, a instant momentum, shifter, and we run 2 bubble screens.
Right.
Why?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Bad
okay.
calls. Yeah.
Okay. I was telling Don right there. I said, we're gonna mess around and give them the game, because look at what we're doing. We always manage to kind of not be able to get out of our own way, but we still managed, to get the W. Now, I'm happy with the win. Now, I wasn't happy with the Dallas win because I wanted to stomp y'all unmerciful. but what I do take out of this, and I see, Rod, the Eagles are like the measuring stick of what other teams are measuring themselves on. Because, Rod, you didn't say, the only thing you were saying is we can play with the Eagles. Okay, that lets me know that we're the standard, we're the measuring stick. Okay, I like What do you mean? No, you said that. You said
I didn't mean it from that perspective. When I say we can play with the Eagles, that's to all the crazy Cowboy fans that feel like the moral victory was, at least we know we can play with the Eagles. We've been able to play with the Eagles. Everybody else has to play with the Eagles. Dallas can definitely. We're the only team that can play with y'all when it's all said and done.
No, you're not. Every team can play with us. but beating us is we could all play together all day long.
Yeah.
But if you can't win, what are we talking about? See, Don has a false sense of hope. And I like that. I like every time he see a team doing this, oh, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. And you know what's gonna happen? We're gonna come here, recap week 13, and Don's gonna be sitting there and he's gonna be shaking his head and he's gonna say, I don't understand what happened. What were we doing? All we had to do was X, Y, and Z. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. That's the same thing Rod was thinking before we played him. But I'm telling y'all, man, we win games. We are effective when it counts. Okay, the first half, we took their best punch in the first half, and we was down 10. We took Rod's team's best punch in the first half and was down a field goal. 17 points is like our teetering point of where we like to get a team and kind of park them there. Rod's team scored an extra touchdown. Put a little blush and makeup on the cosmetics to make it look closer than what it was, but that wasn't a close game. Last night, we should have scored more points than whatever we scored. What we had, 24, something like that. I don't know what it was, but
it was 21-17. It was 21-17.
Yeah, we should have scored more points. Like when we got that fumble, we should have mashed right down the field on them. Like they were running the ball good, but that was all first half. I told Don, third quarter is where we make our money, is where we do our damage. And we shut them out in the second half. Like, yeah, our defense, they was Swiss cheesing us the whole first half. But the second half, they did nothing. They did look just like CD Lamb. Between the 20s, they were juggernauts. But once they got into the red, they choked up.
But that's how they've been with every team. I mean, they lead the league. They only average like 6 points in the second half. They're a bad second half team, the Chiefs, every game. The Chiefs. So, I mean, that's just been their Achilles heel all year long. They don't score in the second half. They are one of the worst teams in the second half point-wise.
The Cowboys only scored 6 points in the second half against us, too.
Yeah, but we were still only one.
I don't want to bring up what they. I don't want to bring up what they did.
It was first and goal at the 6-yard line. We imploded. Y'all didn't beat us. And if the truth be told, not to take away from y'all victory, Scrap, but in a lot of ways, the Chiefs kind of lost that game on their own too. I mean, come on.
We helped them lose it.
No, don't help. Because y'all would try. Like if it wasn't for the drop passes, okay. And again, the fumble, even though Kelsey fumbled, but I'm gonna give credit to the defense because it was a forced fumble. It ain't like he just ran the ball and somehow some fluke way he was careless with the ball. Dude punched it out. That's a good defensive play. But outside of that, I mean, if you think of the drops, and again, Mahomes, I felt his balls kind of sailed. Even the ones at MVS was a little overthrown, but he still should have caught that. At the end of the day, he catches that. It's a whole different show today. It's a whole different show today. Like one play would have made the difference. Same thing in the Dallas game. One play. If we didn't implode on that 6-yard line with the delay of game and an offside penalty, Dallas wins that game. Again, we imploded just like the Chiefs did.
Well, on the other side of that, if we would have just ran the ball against Dallas, the game you wouldn't have no optimism.
Y'all was running the ball. Y'all couldn't do. Y'all only got 17.
I'm talking about the last couple drives where we just acting crazy.
And that was bad. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, because
we just ran the ball. You would have had no optimism. It would have been we dominated in defeat. Dak would have had about. Would you say, Don? Dak would have had about 100 less passing yards.
Yeah,
because he really got about 85 to an extra 100 passing yards just for the 2 extra possessions we gave him. In the last 2 minutes?
I agree with you there. Sirianni was being a little cute. I agree.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask both of you a question. Now, the fact that one interesting thing is that there wasn't a lot of tush push. There wasn't a lot of brotherly shove. Is that because they are trying to preserve Jalen Hurts? Because the rush that he did, not the push, but when he just went right up the middle, he wasn't touched. But you can tell when he breaks and he starts to scramble, he doesn't have the speed or explosiveness that he had even last year. That knee is bothering him. Do you think they're going to scale back the tush push only in certain instances? Because realistically speaking, that you can't stop it. No one has figured out how to stop it. Why wouldn't they just continue to brotherly shove all the way down the field?
I think with that last night, we didn't really get too many opportunities to do it because it was like third and like 2 or 3, and we ran the ball, and for some reason DeAndre Swift ran backwards instead of just running forward, so we lost about 2 yards. So that made it like 4th and 4 or 5, and of course you're not going to do it from there. So we had to punt. But when we had the opportunity, we did it. We got a touchdown off of it. We got a couple.
Yeah,
first
I agree
downs
with
off
Scrap
of it.
on that. I think
Yeah.
so. I think
Trust me,
they didn't have the
when it's there, we're going to do it. Like,
yeah,
we don't-
I think they're selective with it. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I agree. I agree with you. Even last night, I think there wasn't a lot of opportunity that came up with it. And the thing is, you really gotta be careful. I mean, the talk is always the injury aspect of it, right? Because if you keep repetitively running that thing like that, you know, you got Kelsey down there, you got guys, it's a lot of bodies, and then your quarterback at the same time, to your point, Don. So I think they gotta be selective when they run it. And from what I can see, I haven't watched every Eagle game in detail this year, but from the games I've watched and just seeing what they do, they tend to be a lot more selective with it. You know, they just ain't gonna run it. Like if it's 2nd and 5, they're not gonna just push the next 2 downs just to get in there. I mean, maybe they have at some point this year, but I haven't seen it done that
Only
way.
time we did that, I think, was late against the Rams when we were just like, you know, just basically just running down the clock. But we wouldn't do that in like a high pressure situation. But if it's 4th and
there was a
1 or
game
2,
this year that you guys or was that last year where you took like 7 minutes on a drive? Was that it was against the Cowboys? Was that last year against you guys?
That was.
Are you quiet? You okay?
It was. Yeah, it was. I mean, when you talking about last year? Yo,
was it last year or this year?
That was last year. That was
your voice changed.
Eagles.
Oh my God!
Rush.
You heard his voice?
Yeah, because I got a little high.
He went from being
Don
mute to
Eagles. Shade there. You know what I'm saying?
I know
Rush don't play defense though.
We've seen them do it. We've seen them just totally take half a quarter, just running on the team and stop it, and just. So I was wondering. I mean, it was Jason Kelsey's first time beating his brother in regular season or playoffs, so that was good. I thought maybe they are saving that for really meaningful games. Now, this was a meaningful game. It was some opportunity to get some get back, but down in the playoffs, that's when the brotherly shove is really going to be necessary.
You know what? I don't really buy into the whole Super Bowl rematch, because just like when we beat you guys in 2 weeks down, I don't really feel like that's going to be like an NFC Championship rematch, because after that game, you know, both teams go and play more. I think an NFC rematch or Super Bowl rematch will actually be to play you guys in the NFC Championship again, or play them in the Super Bowl again. That to me is a rematch.
I got it. Did everyone hear that? He is trying to prepare himself and lower the expectations, because when they get the L, he'll say, "Hey, this doesn't matter. It only matters in the NFC Championship game." Got it. I got it. Cool. I'm picking up what you're putting down. I appreciate that.
You got selective hearing, because before I said that, I said when we beat you guys in 2 weeks, it's not going to be an NFC, championship rematch. It's going to be a regular beating, and you're going to be on here with the sad face. It's
y'all ain't blowing nobody else out anymore, Scrap. Listen, the Eagles are not dominating no more. And I'm gonna tell you the truth. As the season prolongs and then you get into the playoffs, y'all not going to win these little close games the way y'all doing, because every game really against the better teams are just imploding on themselves. Dallas did it. The Chiefs did it. And
Stop
again,
calling y'all better teams. Y'all are not part of better teams. Y'all are
how are we not better part of teams?
Y'all are mid-tier.
Mid-tier? How is that? And have y'all dominated Dallas in recent memory? Because I'm just trying to remember. Maybe I need to Google some stuff, because I'm trying to see like when y'all was dominating. Y'all haven't dominated us.
He's talking to you. He's not talking to me.
I'm not talking to Don. I'm not talking to Don.
Let me turn my camera off.
Like I told Don.
Listen, you talking about recent memory. You saying recent memory? Yes. My recent memory was what, 2 weeks ago? We beat you guys.
Right, but we still got another game to play. We split last year.
And listen, that's why you feel so optimistic, because we get to come in your backyard and beat you guys up. Okay, this is just like you said.
It's not happening. You're not beating us in Dallas. It's not happening in Dallas. Okay. Dak owns the Eagles, and he has owned the Eagles. I don't care who the quarterback is. He's owned the Eagles.
What did I tell you about being the man in your own hood? Everybody's the man in their own hood. Okay.
Listen. So he owns the Eagles, though. When the Eagles come around, let me tell you something. Listen. Every Eagle is bowing down when they see Dak walking through the hood. The Eagles don't want to see that.
We're not bowing down.
Rod, let me ask you: do you think that you can the Cowboys can beat the Eagles without better play from Tony Pollard? Do you think you can exclusively beat them? We know that the Eagles secondary is completely torchable. But do you think that you can beat them strictly on the pass? Or will you need a balance?
Absolutely.
Because Tony Pollard has been a huge disappointment.
He had a good game. He actually had a good game last week. Again, I know it's the Panthers.
We don't care. We talking about
But this year, but the Eagles, I mean, okay, Pollard has not ran the ball well, but the offensive line has not done well either. The blocking has not been good. In fact, the rating was horrible. Zach Martin, that was against the Panthers. He was one of the worst linemen rated. Okay, no, but I'm just putting it in context for you to tell you how bad the line has actually been on the run block, and Steele has not had a good year this year. So, I mean, it's not just Pollard. It's the blocking scheme. The holes are not there. But Pollard in the last couple of weeks, albeit bad teams, but he's been running the ball pretty well. So we're gonna see in the stretch here. We got obviously the Commanders don't got the front that they used to have. But they're gonna. I think he's gonna have some commendable games. You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna rush for 100 yards.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Why?
And we can beat the Eagles without the run.
No, y'all can't.
All we gotta do is keep the run moderate. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Scott.
Why every Thanksgiving they serve y'all up a cookie cutter game?
What do you mean? We've lost some. Well, we lost some of those games though. That wasn't a cookie.
I know. I remember we beat y'all.
I don't think, honestly, and this may be on my Dallas may be on my upset alert. I don't think it's going to be a cookie cutter game. I really honestly think it's not going to be one of those 30-12 and 42-6. It's not. I'm telling you,
we're going to beat them.
Sam Howell,
we're going to be very careful.
Sam Howell's going to put up his numbers.
Sam Howell
not happening. Not happening.
I tell you what, if you want Sam Howell to have a good game, tell the Cowboys to wear equal jerseys. That's the only way Sam Howell's going to have a good game. He only plays good against us. Dallas is going to destroy Washington on Thanksgiving.
No, I don't think so.
I'm telling you, they're going to be there with the turkey. It's in Dallas. They're going to be there with the turkey legs and all that.
No, they're going to win.
We're definitely going to beat them. We're going to beat them, and we should beat them handily.
Let me see. I'm going to figure out what the spread is. Either one of you guys know what the spread is?
It's 10.
I was about to say off the top of the head. I was going to say between 8 and 10.
And it won't. And they will not. Dallas will not cover. They will not cover that spread.
I don't know.
Book it. They will not cover that spread. I'm telling you.
Actually,
between. I told you. I'm telling you what the tweet is going to be. Magic Johnson is going to say that was a spirited victory by the Commanders. I'm telling you, that may happen. Bro. That might be the tweet.
It ain't happening.
But even if it isn't,
if y'all lose to the Commodores.
We're not losing to the Commodores.
Y'all lose to the Commodores,
the Washington Commodores. I like that.
That would be crazy.
Hold on, Rod. You're not even in uniform. Y'all won, and I don't see no stars.
Because I'm not that though. Listen, people already know what I represent. I don't need no stars. I ain't gotta represent nothing. Listen, I'm on a mission. I'm focused. There's only one team in our way, and that's that guy up there with the fireplace standing behind him. That's the only team that's in our way. Nobody's beating Dallas. The only team that stands in our way are the 49ers. That's it.
Did you hear that?
The Eagles, not the Lions.
Still concussed.
And ain't nobody. Listen,
it usually takes 3 weeks for him.
Yeah,
He has that Tua concussion protocol.
Yeah, we gotta. You gotta give.
We might have to remove him from the show for the rest of the season.
I ain't worried about
another battery test, man. You gotta give another battery test, man. Another motor skills test, man.
Listen, I've been out
to 10. Just sat here and said nobody's beating the Cowboys.
Nobody, listen, I'm telling you right now, the way Dak is playing, I'm telling you, and Dak is balling, and Dak right now.
The Giants and the Panthers.
It doesn't matter. But and again, like I tell everybody all the time, everyone wants to say, okay, Dallas is 0-2 against good teams right now, right? You only play about a good. I said this to Don a couple of weeks back in the show. Even in the NBA, you play bad teams to get into the playoffs. You're not playing a contender every week. In the NFL schedule, you only really playing 5 good teams. If you really think about even the Eagles, right? Only good teams you're playing outside of Dallas twice is the 49ers and the Chiefs, who you just beat, and the Bills. You lost to the Jets, for crying out loud, right?
Y'all lost to the Cardinals.
Facts. That's what I'm trying to say. We all lost to a bad team.
Y'all were their only win.
It don't matter, but it still ain't taking nothing away. It ain't taking. I mean, it's a bad loss, no question, but it's not nothing that we can't be redeemed from. Like I said, when we see y'all,
so all of your losses are redeemable, but everybody else's losses.
Yeah. No,
I do notice that.
I'm just saying that I feel like, again, my point is the only team that really stands in the way of the Cowboys, in all honesty, is the 49ers. I'm not worried about Detroit, and I'm not worried about the Eagles. I don't know why y'all so scared of the Eagles. Everybody's afraid of the Eagles. They're a good team. They're a good team, but they are a beatable team. They're not dominating anybody, and the teams that they've beaten. If you go back to some of them games, even the Commodores should have beaten y'all when they had that game there. They should have won that game too. They should have won that game, but again, they find ways to implode because your defense is not going to hold up. I'm telling you, bro, that secondary is going to let you down like it did last year, and it's going to let you down again this year. You can't think you're going to win with that secondary.
You know what was an underrated play last night that flew under the radar because it didn't actually happen? When Mahomes tried to spike the ball and Jalen Carter dove.
I saw that. I noticed that too. That was slick. You
dig down for stuff like that. And the rest of the defense saw him do that. And they said, we can't let just the rook go out here and leave it all out on the field rather. And that's why they didn't score a single point in the second half. Like, we feed off of each other. Our locker room is so tight.
Scrap, let me ask you a question, Scrap.
Go ahead.
If MSV catches that touchdown, that ball, the game is over, right? It's a wrap. Is it a wrap?
How much time was left in the game?
Oh my God!
Because we still get the ball back after that. We still, but okay. Let me tell you.
I don't know. I don't recall. I
thought it was like a minute and something left. I thought. Right. I don't know. Okay, it might have been under 2 minutes.
Okay, to please you, yes, the game would have been over then. But he didn't catch it. He did not catch it.
No, I know he didn't catch it. But the point I'm trying to make is that the separation of in terms of the defeat for the Chiefs, it goes to show again that the Eagles again, y'all win these games by the thread, but eventually it's going to catch up, bro. Y'all not going to continue to win when other teams are making mistakes. Like and when you look at that game last night, it come down to the plays that the Chiefs didn't make because they had dropped balls. Even the catch on the fourth down, if Watson catches that ball, that's a first down. That's first and goal. Y'all L in that game. They definitely gonna score after that level of momentum from a 4th and 25. They're definitely.
You know what's the most strongest word that I'm hearing right now? It's a 2-letter word.
What?
Right. If my aunt had, you know what, she'd be my uncle.
You know what? You know, listen.
We can't keep using if, man. We can't keep using that.
No, you're right. No, listen. It's all about conjecture. It's all about us pontificating on the game to the degree to say, okay, had this happened, had that happened. But I'm just trying. But can you agree that your team is not dominating? Y'all are winning, yes, and it's all about getting a W. But at the end of the day,
great teams find ways to win.
They do,
no matter what.
Can't argue with that. But week 13, the post show, we're going to revisit that notion. But let me ask you this one question. Do you think that so difficult games that you have left, right? Do you think that Kansas City dominated you guys in the first half? Do you think that they dominated you in the first half?
I wouldn't say dominated, but yeah, they imposed their will. But I told you that we're going to let the starch run out of them, and we're going to walk them down. Every team is going to come out and give us their best punch, okay? Because in a heavyweight fight, the plan is not to go the distance. The plan is to knock them out, you know, early. Okay, if you sit there and go back and forth with a heavyweight, you subject yourself to catching that big punch, that 40-yard bomb to Devontae Smith that he lands on the 1-yard line. That's a big punch that happens late in a heavyweight fight that you're not ready for. And they gassed us in the run game in the first half. Mahomes was a magician in the first half, but it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. You still got to play a second half of football.
Absolutely.
Okay?
No, I agree with that.
So that was the A part of the question. The B part is, realistically speaking, if you guys play the way you played Kansas City, you play the 49ers that way, and allow us to get our offense to get going in the run game and the pass game, do you think you would win that game? Do you think your team, the way they play, is good enough to, as you say, spot us points or let them have the first half and we take over the second half? Do you really think today, November 21st, think that your team is good enough to allow us to get a lead, or you kind of coast through the first half and think you're going to pick it up the second half.
Listen, let me tell you something. Now, and I think I speak for all football fans of all teams when I say this. Every time my team takes the field, I expect us to win. Okay, nobody expects their team to go in there and just we're going to lose a close one unless you're right. Like upper echelon teams, echelon teams always, any team anybody that believes in their team against anybody, expect them to win a game. I expect us to beat y'all, and we are going to beat y'all. It don't matter how the first half go. We go into the locker room. We're going to make adjustments, and we're going to come back, and we're going to win the game. Y'all better come with every play. Y'all better go. Y'all better watch that movie Leatherhead. Y'all better do the Krusty Bob. Y'all better do every
motivational movie you can
find. Right. Remember the Titans.
Remember the Titans.
Do all that.
Rudy. Everything. But we won't need that.
But let me ask you a question, though, Scrap, though. But all right. But I'm saying, just being objective, though, do you think your team is better than the 49ers?
Yes. Absolutely.
And what areas do you think your team is better than the 49ers?
The winning area. We find ways to win. Okay. You line us up against the Browns, we're not losing. Who else y'all lose to, D?
So y'all only
lost
lose to
Minnesota.
Y'all didn't find a way to beat the Jets, though. A bad team with a bad, deplorable offense.
That was just one of those games. Like, that's a 4 turnover game. It is. It's just one of those
But I'm
games.
saying you just said y'all find a way to win. So I'm saying you didn't find a way to win against the Jets.
More times than not, and y'all didn't find a way to win against the Cardinals. Y'all found a way to lose against the Cardinals.
Right, but I'm not saying
Dallas turned the ball over 4 times against the Cardinals. We turned the ball 4 times. We turned the ball over 4 times against the Jets.
So you don't think there's a propensity to turn the ball over 4 times against the 49ers? I mean, again, I don't think the 49ers back end is any. I think it's a little bit better than y'all's. You know what I'm saying?
It might be a lot better than ours.
But I don't think. But I'm saying you don't think that the 49ers are a better team than you
top
got.
To bottom?
Let's go through that.
Speaking,
Realistically speaking, top to bottom. Okay, let's go quarterback. Right? You got Hurts and you got Purdy. Who you taking?
Who am I taking?
Yeah,
I got my quarterback.
Okay, you got Hurts over Purdy, and that's fair. I can understand that. That's okay. So what about the O line?
The O line.
You got
O line.
You taking your O line, right? Yes. So you got.
What about the coach? What about head coach?
I'm taking my coach.
He's not. Listen.
You taking your OC over
he's
Shanahan?
Programmed. He's programmed to say. He's programmed to say everything. He's gonna be.
Listen, we're getting into the part where you guys get check marks. Go ahead, ask your question, Rod. I'm being
okay. So all right. We'll go with D on the coaching. Then I'm gonna come back to the players and the positions again. So coaching. And when I say Sirianni versus punchable face versus
even more punchable face,
huh?
Even more punchable face.
Sirianni has a punchable face, man.
Sirianni's face.
Yo, I would love to just. Oh my God, I would just.
His face needs to be on punching bags and boxing gyms.
I would feel the same way if he beat my team, and I'm just so frustrated. Like I would want to punch something too. But listen, I'm taking Sirianni over Shanahan. I'm taking him.
Okay.
Really? Okay.
Yes, I am.
All right. Now with the now just bringing it down a notch because those are head coaches, right? But Shanahan does call the play. So you taking your OC over Shanahan?
I'm not taking my OC over one of you two. I would rather one of you two guys call the play. And I don't know if it's because it's his first year with this offense, so he really don't know all the gadgets and bells and whistles of it. But no, absolutely not. Our offensive coordinator sucks.
Okay, so let's go in the back.
Well, you guys are 9-1, so listen, there is a learning curve, right?
Right.
When you get a new OC and a new DC, it's not like you guys are playing terrible, right? Matt Canada just got fired. Yeah. He was doing a terrible job in Pittsburgh. So there's a difference. If you guys were losing winnable games because he just wasn't maximizing your players, then you could say that. I think he's given the circumstance.
Considering all things equal, he's been y'all winning games. You're 9-1, so he can't be doing all that bad. But
Kyle Shanahan, he's not. He is not a Kyle Shanahan.
We're not winning games because of him. We're winning games in spite of him. But let's go to the next one.
Okay, so you got CMC and you got who's the other back there?
Elijah Mitchell, Jordan Mason.
And Jordan Mason versus Gainwell, Swift, and what's the other dude? The number 30 I was running.
Boston
Scott.
So who's the better back here?
He's better than all three of them. He's better than all three of them combined. You could take Boston Scott's legs and Swift's hands and Gainwell's head.
I think
and
he was
that
asking me who would I would take. We know.
No, what's backfield? So what?
That's right. He should be answering.
Who has a better backfield?
My bad.
Who has a better backfield between the Niners and
49ers?
Okay.
I couldn't hear you. Speak up.
Right.
Your mic you muted
the
at that
49ers
point.
has the better.
Okay, cool. Got you.
Yeah,
I can hear you now.
Okay, so now let's go receivers. Now you got Debo and Ayuk. All right? And then you got
Kittle.
Well, Kittle's
I mean, he's a tight end. That's the receiving core.
I'm gonna do position, but that's the receiving core. But I'm gonna do just position. I'm gonna do your perimeter, your wideouts. Okay. So you got Debo and Ayuk, and then you got
who we putting against who? We putting Debo or AJ?
But Debo against AJ, right? Because still Debo's considered, even though Ayuk is having a great season, but Debo's still the number one receiver, right, for that team.
I don't think he's number one.
You taking AJ over Debo, and then you got Swift versus Ayuk.
I mean, Devontae Smith and Ayuk.
Smith, not Swift. Smith. You got Smith over Ayuk.
You can call him Swift because he's fast. I'm taking Devontae over Ayuk.
Okay, so the receiving core, you going with that. So what about your line? Both teams got all pro linemen on there. Right? No, one. Y'all got one all pro lineman. I think the Niners. That's your right. That's that's
the dude they stole from the Redskins. They've really been gutting the Redskins for their players too. That's their chop shop on the
true.
time.
That is true.
That's their chop shop, man. But
that is true.
You forgot tight end.
Tight end. Yeah, my bad. Now you don't have your boy. You don't have Goddard. So
I mean, but a healthy
Skull or whoever that is, he's trash.
That dude is trash.
But I'm saying a healthy Goddard or a healthy Kittle. Pass catching wise, I would probably say Kittle, but blocking wise, I would say Goddard because Goddard is heavy in our run game. He's a good blocking tight end. So,
okay. All right. So far we've seen some equilibrium in terms of
I think Kittle's a better catching tight end, but it's not like Goddard is trash. You know, it's like they could be 1A and 1B. Like you can't go wrong with either one.
So I mean that's fair because Goddard was definitely having a good season before he got hurt. So if you look at the O line, who are you taking? You taking your O line over? I would give your O line a little bit more.
Open them fingers more. Open those fingers more. Matter of fact, use your arms. Go like this. don't
Skrapp is hilarious.
Don't pinch ours, man. Open them hands up.
You and D, I know y'all must have had some crazy moments together joking, son. Oh my Lord.
They had cameras in that place, man.
Oh my God.
Right. That was listen. We could have that show could have been syndicated. If they had cameras in that office,
I can only imagine, son. The joke. Oh my God, my stomach would have been hurting, man. Been hurting. All right, so Eagles. Okay,
he's going to pretty much say. Let's sum this up. He's going to say that the Eagles, for the most part, we've named 27 positions, and he's 26 of them. He's given credit 26 and a half. He'll say, well, it depends, but halfway this. Even the player that he gave the edge to, it was only halfway. He's a better blocker. He's a better catcher, but not as good as a blocker.
So he did give the 49ers the backfield, though. I think you gave them. You had to give them the backfield.
And let me ask you this, Skrapp. If your team plays anyone, just so we're clear, your team plays anybody, are you ever saying that your team is going to lose?
No, I'm not. Because like I said before, I expect us to win every game.
Okay. So if a person in the picks of a game picks against their team, what does that say? Does that say that they are confident in their team? Does it say that they are a true fan of that team? Wait, what's going on? Why you looking at it?
No.
I just want an answer.
I got a sports show. The Skrapp. Look,
I understand
we got a sports show. Skrapp, I got to be objective. Even when we play the 49ers, I picked the Niners to win the game. But as a fan, I want Dallas to win. No, I got to be objective.
And then when they lose, and then if they happen to win, he's like,
that's not true. Because I got Dallas winning the rest of his games going out. We definitely beat the Eagles.
We
definitely gonna beat Miami and we gonna beat Buffalo. Yeah.
When it comes to my teams in every circumstance, you can say I have a son named Bart, a daughter named Maggie, and a daughter named Lisa. I am a homer. Ultimate homer. I will never say my team is going to lose to anybody.
But Skrapp,
ultimate homer.
Listen. You are somebody who has sports knowledge, right? You know the game of football. You understand the game of football. You understand X's and O's, right? And so you watch the game for a long time. Not just only have you been a fan of the Eagles, but you know the NFL and you know NBA, right? So the Sixers is your team, but you know the NBA, right? So I'm saying if you have a sports show, right? If somebody is looking to value your insight on something, right? Because you want to be perceived in your line of work or in your capacity of occupation, if you will, if I can word it that way, right? You want to come off as somebody who is, people can rely on your take with honesty, okay, and without partiality, and to be objective about your team.
That's not
then
me.
what would that
Without
say
favor,
about you?
without favor or fanaticism,
I
right?
won't have no
That's
right.
not me.
I mean,
That's not me.
because then what's going to happen is people are going to say, "Yo, we will never be able to know or to really be able to appreciate what Skrapp is offering by way of his insight if he's going to be partial when it comes to his team."
Unless that's how he really feels.
That's how I really feel.
No, I know, but
unless that's how he really feels.
No, but I'm just saying.
That's how I really feel. Every time my
so
team
that means
takes
he'll
the
never have a
field
sports
or
show.
the
That's why he
court
said, "This is
or
y'all
the
sports show. This
baseball
ain't mine."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'll never have a sports show. If I do, it'll be called the Ultimate Homer Show. And I have Homer Simpson as my logo. And somebody hitting a homer, it'll be all Homer. I am a homer. I will never pick another team over my team, especially not now, especially not the Eagles. I will say this. The only time that I get nervous as an Eagle fan is the playoffs. Because as a Philadelphia fan, we always, prepare ourselves for that letdown because it's been happening since the beginning of time. Okay. Like I'm more surprised when we actually get the job done than I am, not surprised when we lose. Like, it's like, well, of course we lost. Like, when stuff happens, like when Kawhi Leonard made that shot to hit the rim 27 times, I said, of course he made that shot. Why wouldn't he make that shot? He's playing against us. If you lock him in the gym by himself and videotape him, he will not make that shot ever. Overnight, he will not make that shot. But
so what was your initial reaction when y'all lost the Super Bowl last year? I didn't know you back then. So what was your initial reaction when y'all lost the Super Bowl?
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, like that was the day my brother died, so I was just
okay.
Yeah, I was like I wasn't into it. I wasn't into it.
You don't even gotta try to
I wasn't
dissect that, bro.
Yeah.
I feel you.
I feel
you.
It was a lot going on that day. But I was, when I finally, I said, of course we lost. Like, yeah.
My condolences on that too, bro.
I couldn't, I appreciate it. I couldn't even enjoy the Super Bowl. Like, it was
no doubt.
It was a rough day.
No, totally.
It was a rough day.
Totally understand.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, listen, I just want to let y'all know I'm picking Dallas all the way out because that's how I feel. But I feel that way also both from a fan perspective and from a analytical perspective as well. From an X and O's, I do think we are the better team. All right, than the team we get ready to play. Than every team we about to play. Than Washington, than
USC.
Seattle.
They're playing USC.
UFC.
They're playing.
Exactly.
It don't matter. San
South
Francisco
Carolina
University. Little, you know what I'm saying? Layla's junior high school. It don't matter. We beat them all. It don't matter.
Let me ask one more question to Scrap. And then we'll go into the slate of the Thanksgiving games. Okay. Scrap, if you have your choice, who would you rather, if you feel your team is going to make it to the NFC Championship game, who would you rather see, the 49ers or the Cowboys?
Oh, come on. What kind of question is that? You already know what he's going to say.
Okay,
I don't know what he's going to say. He may want an easy win and play you guys.
That's exactly what he's going to say because he thinks his team is
an easy win.
Team.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Where are we playing?
And he hates Dallas.
Are we coming to Philly? Or are we going to you guys?
I think you're going to come to
coming to you guys. That means I'm already out the equation. Look, you guys. So
I see you guys. Either one.
He's you guys. He's talking about you guys.
See, I'm feeling offended.
He didn't say, "Are we coming to you, Don? Or are you coming to us?" That would be a little, He said, "You guys."
All right. My honest answer: if we're at home, it really wouldn't matter. But I think I would pick Dallas only because I don't want to hear their fans saying, if that was us, we would have blank, 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 like they did last year, So that's the only reason why I would pick Dallas. It's not like I said, I like us against anybody at home, But yeah, I would pick Dallas, and it's not because it's the easier win. It's because like last year after we beat the 49ers, all I was seeing the Cowboy fans. Oh, it wasn't us. You know, if that was us, we would have. All we had to do was X, Y, and Z.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I would probably pick the Cowboys.
Cool.
Okay.
All right. So we got a nice slate of games coming up Thanksgiving. We have our first game we're going to discuss is the Packers versus the Lions. Now, the Lions have some kind of sweetheart deal that they're always on Thanksgiving Day.
What is with that?
It's some deal that they made, I think, I don't know how many, over 40 years ago, right? Where they always have to be on, they always play on Thanksgiving.
Because they normally serve them up to the Cowboys on
Typically they do. But now that they're good, of course, they want to market two. They
don't want Jerry throwing the turkey out the window. That's what they want Jerry to throw that turkey out the window.
Although I do believe to a degree, and you guys will disagree on this, to a degree, I do think that the Lions are a fraud in hiding. They're not as good as, listen, I think I put them on upset alert against Chicago, and Chicago honestly should have won that game. I think the Lions' hedge is as long as they can play at home. As long as they play in a controlled environment, they're world beaters, right? Or arguably world beaters. But I think, and moving forward, even if they win home field advantage, I think they'll be one and done, because I think all three of our teams would be able to come there and actually win the game. I think I would argue that the Eagles, if they had to go there, they would handle business. Cowboys, they would handle, and I know the Niners, if we had to go to Detroit, ultimately we would handle business. But I think they're a little bit of fraud, and we don't have opportunity to really, and maybe on the next show we'll touch on that. But also, Miami is a fraud. I just want to put that on the record. Miami is a fraud. Realistically speaking, they should have lost to the Raiders. They were fortunate that the Raiders quarterback is just, the cream rises to the top. But how I look at games is I look at how teams match up, and I do usher in the fact of level of competition. If I measure teams by my team, and I also measure them based on if there was better quarterback play. Now, Devontae, they were able to get Devontae Adams involved, which was good. But overall, I think O'Connell is not a good enough quarterback to get them to the level where they could. But they were, 13-point favorites, 14-point favorites, something ridiculous. And they, in my eyes, 20-13 or whatever that game was, under a touchdown, you barely won. And it took some heroics for you to actually win the game. So I think they're a bit of a fraud. I've said it all season long. They're a finesse team, and I don't think that they're as good as advertised. Now, back to Detroit. I think Detroit, I'm going to put them on upset alert. I know the Packers aren't great. I don't even know what the spread is, but I think that maybe they want the Lions to look good. Maybe this is a push that the Lions, because they haven't had a winning record or been in this position since 1962. I think it was something crazy. Predates all of us.
Where's
right?
the game?
It's in Detroit.
I think it's
7.5.
They hooked them up.
Oh, they served it. Oh yeah.
Well, they always play at home. Detroit is always at home.
Yeah, they
hooked
Thanksgiving. Yeah.
So I think it will be, hopefully all the slate of games, except for the last game, all of them are competitive. Hopefully they're all close games. The last game is going to be a bit of a blowout, but we'll get to that in a minute. Ultimately, most likely the Lions will win, but it'll probably be a field goal game. But I would not be surprised if the Packers, because what happens is the Packers receivers will have a good week. Aaron Jones is out, right? So that may hurt this. And Dylan is not the answer. He's not enough. He can't pick up. He's not elusive enough where he can take the mantle and keep going. So ultimately, Love is going to have to pass the ball.
Yeah, he's kind of like Pollard.
he might be. He might not. Pollard might not be.
So y'all gonna see Pollard. Yeah, watch. All right, y'all keep talking. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I think Jordan Love is going to have to spread the ball. If they can protect him and he can distribute the ball to his receivers, because he has pretty good receivers, I think they'll have a chance. I think Detroit does have a balanced team. They have a good run game. They do have good receivers, or at least a bona fide number one receiver. So, yeah. Laporta is actually good. Yeah. You're absolutely right.
Oh yeah.
So they have so they have a good team. I just think it's all based on level of competition. What do you guys say?
I say Detroit. I say Detroit will probably win this game. Like you said, it's the home field. They're pretty much world beaters at home, so they're going to be Packer beaters too. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the Packers actually made it a close game. I would be surprised if they actually pulled it out, but I don't see them winning. They don't have enough of anything really. Yeah, it's like a rebuild for them. So if Detroit actually loses to the Packers, then it'll be a major upset to them. And I mean, it'll help us kinda really not.
It'll help all. Actually, it'll help all of us.
Yeah, but it'll help all of us.
It'll probably help y'all more than it'll help us. So we really don't have a horse in this race at all.
Well, it'll help.
Y'all only a game in front of them. Y'all only got them by a game for this number one seed, so that would definitely help y'all more than a game ahead. Y'all only have them by a game. That's it.
We're a game what of them?
Y'all, they're 9-1. Y'all are 9-1, and they're 8-2. Y'all only a game ahead.
Ahead of them,
ahead. In the words of the great Fabulous, when you in the lead, you don't care who's trailing. Okay, we don't care. We don't look in our rearview mirror, man. You know, so y'all gonna make me go into a tangent. I like
no, that's
y'all gonna make me
no, it's all good.
No, it's all good. It's all good. No, it's all good. I mean, I say Detroit by 4. Detroit by 4.
Okay, let's get a score because we got the line is 7.5. Over under is 46.5. Now they can put up points. It's it's a controlled environment. They're in the dome.
Green Bay is I think it's gonna be a blowout. Green Bay is way too inconsistent. Way too inconsistent.
Think so?
And they beat a bad Chargers team, a Charger team that we already know is imploding.
They beat Detroit beat a bad Chicago team.
Yeah, but you know what though? Even though it's a divisional game with this coming Thursday with Green Bay, but again with Chicago, that's what I'm saying. These games. Look at the Eagles and the Commodores. Like you're gonna have those tough games. That's like I'm saying. Dallas and the Commodores could be close too because it's a divisional game. So, but I don't think that's gonna be the case there. I think they had their nail biter against the Bears. That's why they're gonna make sure that they're gonna try to pound on Green Bay. So they don't have that
28-24 Lions. 28-24 Lions.
28-24 Lions. 28-24. What you got, Rod?
I got 32-16.
32-16.
I always mess with
you. Right. He always comes up with these.
I would say that's a weird number.
Yeah, that's a weird number. Like, how do you get 32? How 32 gonna come about?
Right. I have it 28-20. 28-21, excuse me.
Oh,
Lions. I have Lions.
Okay.
Okay, let's go to the Washington Commanders versus the Dallas Cowboys. I think Sam Howell, I think Eric Bieniemy, I think they watch, and I think that they will be able to put up some points. I think Terry McLaurin is going to have a very
against
very
who? It ain't gonna be against Bland. I know that for sure. The number one defensive cornerback in the game. Number one, hands down.
Why wasn't he like that when he played us, though? Why wasn't he a ball hawk when he played us?
He was. Nobody worked on his side.
Hello?
Y'all worked Jordan
Devontae?
Lewis. That's what y'all worked on. Y'all worked
Jordan Lewis. That Bland stuff again.
Bland, Skrapp, you already know.
Okay. Yeah, I saw
Skrapp, you already know. Skrapp, you already know.
Said, did you see him go up top on Bland?
That was okay. He got one play, but that was it. He caught 3 balls the whole night. That was it. And AJ,
and one of them was a touchdown, right?
Yeah,
it was a touchdown, but it's still
that's a good ratio.
No, that's a good ratio. I mean, that's one touchdown. He didn't kill us. He was.
Do I need to excuse myself from this section because we beat you 42-10?
They was
So
hitting the
clearly,
shot.
Okay.
Bland was not a ball hawk in that game. So
All
do
right,
I need to?
Y'all didn't hurt, but y'all didn't hurt
I'll let
Bland.
you know if he talks about Bland again, Devontae. All right.
Y'all worked
Yeah,
on. Y'all
Devontae
worked
said
on
don't
Jordan
talk
Lewis.
that Bland stuff to him, please.
Listen,
go
all right.
ahead, what
I don't know why I'm even arguing with y'all. He got more picks than anybody in y'all's entire secondary, probably combined. All right, he's already got 6 picks, 4 already.
Pick sixes, 4 pick
nice.
sixes.
4 sixes. He's got 11
Exactly.
since last year. 11 picks since last year, and he was a rookie. This is his second year, so next year we're
I
gonna
just gave
have
him
2
a
shutdown
standing
corners.
O, man.
That's
Yeah,
right.
I just gave him a
Okay,
standing O.
okay,
Yeah.
that's it.
I
That's
gave him a
it.
standing O for
He's
that,
better.
man.
He alone is better than anybody in y'all secondary. Slay, Dre Day, it don't even matter. He's trash. Bradbury is trash, and they would have gotten scorched if the Chiefs would have caught footballs last night. But that's either here nor there. But
We're
no,
talking about your team. Stop talking about. Listen,
we're
you
talking
like.
about our team.
About that.
He's one of
Listen.
those people that, yo, we need you to really be like. He's like, yo, I'm pulling for you guys on week 13
You know
because
what,
he
though?
wants his path to victory to be easier. He wants us to
what they
put.
say?
because we're gonna
You
beat
know
the
they-
Eagles on our own. Like whether y'all beat
Hey,
them or
Rod,
not.
you know
Well,
what
yeah,
they
we're
say,
gonna
right?
grind them to powder the week before, and it's
It
gonna
don't
make
matter.
your life
and
easier.
I'm just no. Well, then
Okay.
you know what? It was
But when
gonna
y'all
happen
sit
either way.
here, when y'all sit here and want these other teams to, do something, they say if you want something done right,
Do it yourself.
come
Yeah.
do it yourself.
And that's what we're gonna do.
Come
We're gonna
do-
handle
No, you're
business. We're gonna
Okay.
handle business against Philly.
Okay.
I'll tell you, I'm not even worried about that
Okay.
game. I promise you, I'm not even worried about that
Okay.
game. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm so
All right, but
looking
go-
forward
finish,
to that.
Finish your
But
Commanders.
but yeah, no. But Don, what you talking about? You so what was you saying? D, you was the one with the take. You say McLaurin's
I
gonna do
think
what now?
I think Sam Howell is because Sam Howell, say whatever you want. He's susceptible to sacks, but I think that they're going
Which we
to
get
get
a lot
the ball.
of. But go ahead.
You do.
Mhm.
Your
Number one team
defense
in
has
pressures.
been pretty much elite the whole time, more
Mhm.
so than your offense. But I will say this: I do think that Sam Howell, the focus, Eric Bieniemy's focus with Sam Howell is to get the ball out fast, and I think as other teams, Bland is not going to be able to cover both sides of the field. So they have enough receivers to pick on whoever is the weak link, and I think that person is Jahan Dotson. They got some fast receivers that are going to be able to go over the top. So I think you guys are going to be in trouble. I think it's going to be a closer game than you even think. I'm not sure what your score is going to be, but I like to think that at 10.5-point favorites, this is a field goal game at best. And I'm doing it. I didn't want to do it.
Go ahead. I'm glad you got it to your take.
I didn't want to do it.
With that bottom half
Cowboys
defense
on
they got.
upset
They're
alert.
4
Cowboys on upset alert against the Washington Commanders. You hear it first. I'm telling you. If you have Twitter or X, I'm telling you, Magic
D,
Johnson.
you picking that out of anger? You sure?
Magic
You
Johnson.
Sure?
Why am I angry?
I hear a lot of
You only put
emotion
up
in
10
your
points.
pick.
Magic Johnson is going to he's going to
He
tweet.
said Joey put up 10 points.
This is an amazing victory for Sam Howell. Let me tell you, Ron Rivera, he might be just like anything else, right? When you look at Michigan and Ohio State, right? Teams get big. The coaches sign long-term deals based on rivalry games. I mean, look at what's his name? They're paying him $76 million to stay home, but at one point he was rocking and rolling. Texas A&M coach. They fired him, and they still owe him $76 million, $78 million.
That's crazy.
So rivalry games matter, and this is a big game.
So just say that. So remember to say that when y'all play your games on Thursday night too, because that's a divisional game.
It is. It's a divisional game.
All right, so
it's a divisional game.
Make sure you include that same theory. See, because Don, what he like to do.
No, I'm not finished. You're
Go ahead.
interrupting my take. I'm just
Okay,
trying
go
to
ahead.
get these out.
Go ahead.
I'm just trying to get
All right,
these
go
words out. So it is important that now let's be honest. Since you brought that up and tried to break my train of thought, I will say this. Don't I always say to you, when you say that we should just steamroll teams, don't I say it'll be closer than what you think it will be because it's a divisional game? I do say that. Have I not said that on the show? I am consistent with that. So, but this game, I think the focus for Ron Rivera, who is coaching for his life, because there's already talk that Belichick is just watching, as the hyenas circle Ron Rivera for that job, that he's either going to take the Chargers job or the Washington job. So Ron Rivera is going to coach for his life. Eric Bieniemy is going to coach or be the offensive coordinator.
Are you implying that if they beat Dallas, he's saving his job if they beat Dallas? He's
No,
out of there either way.
No. I do think that Eric Bieniemy will now have a shot to maybe elevate to the head coaching position, because there is a lot to be said. Eric Bieniemy's value has been on Front Street. Number one, Sam Howell, I think maybe prior to this week, was leading in the passing yards, right? Number two, look at how Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City offense has been looking in the absence of Eric Bieniemy. So he is proving, obviously, there was a bit of a fire sale with Washington, right? They got rid of two key players. So they're in a bit of a rebuild mode. But if from the offensive standpoint, they can put up points and compete with divisional rivals, divisional teams, I think that's going to count for something. So I think Eric Bieniemy is playing and is going to coach for potentially the head coaching position. Ron Rivera is going to do whatever he can to at least save face and not get fired mid-season like other coaches have. So I think that there's going to be a little extra fire for them to perform. They know that this is a prime time game. Everybody is eating turkey and cranberry sauce, and they're watching them. So I think there's going to be a little extra motivation. So I think I'm putting them on upset alert. I think Washington is going to show improve, and we'll see where it goes. What do you say?
Not what you want to say, but go ahead, Skrapp.
All right, I'm going to keep it short and sweet. As much as it pains me to say this, I think the Cowboys are going to roll. I think they are. I think they're going to roll because it's a lesser opponent. They're at home. It's Thanksgiving. You know, nobody wants Jerry throwing the turkey out the window. So I think the Cowboys are going to get away with a lot of stuff they wouldn't normally get away with. They're going to get away with a lot of like grabbing and holding, and they're going to pretty much
like the Eagles did.
You were just clapping. You were just clapping.
Like the Eagles did last night. But go ahead. Yeah.
We didn't get away with anything last night. Are you serious?
Y'all didn't get away with a hole. Y'all didn't get away with a hole on the Gainwell touchdown. And no?
Gainwell didn't get a touchdown.
Not Gainwell. Who ran? Who was that?
Swift got a touchdown.
Swift, rather. And if you look at that run with Hurts on the quarterback draw, look at your right guard. He held the fool out of money. That's why Jalen Hurts ran in there, dang near untouched. Go ahead and look at the replay. Look at all 22.
Okay, well,
you'll see. But go ahead.
According to an NFL ref, they can call holding on every play if you want them to. Every single play.
But that was an obvious one. But go ahead.
Did they not call the pick on MVS? Because he clearly ran into, who was that was coming over to try to get Kelsey on the touchdown. He clearly ran into both of our corners, but we wasn't whining about it.
No, I think I don't think he like ran through him. He just kind of
Cowboy fan. Because
he just kind of, you know what I'm saying? He did how the pick's supposed to work. Just kind of like, got in the way a little bit, but he didn't like run into him.
He made contact with him. Okay.
But you could do a little bit of that. Yeah, you're still within 5 yards, so you could do that.
He was not in with 5. He was in the end zone. What are you talking about?
You talk about on the play when Kelsey scored a touchdown on that pick play?
Yes.
That
was a legal play. That was a legal pick.
He has a cowboy prescription in his glasses.
Oh my goodness!
He's seeing out of.
That was illegal. You know what?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
You just lost an
now he about to change.
You just lost an outline. I got the Commanders upset the Cowboys 27-17.
They picking with emotion.
You just lost an outline.
Kiara, do you hear this? Kiara, do you
just
hear
lost
the
an
emotion?
outline. You know what?
I brought all
what
this emotion out of these guys.
What was I thinking? Siding with the Cowboys.
You shouldn't have.
No, that was your brain telling you the right thing. Your heart is leading you the wrong way, Skrapp. Stick with your NFL mind. Stick with that great football mind you got, Skrapp. Don't let me do that to you.
I just came back to my senses. I like the Commanders in this game. Okay, Mr. Sam Howell.
Like Lionel Richie.
Yeah, Sam Howell is playing phenomenal.
He's just throwing the ball over the play. They ain't got a running game. That's why he's throwing the ball. Like, guys, don't get fooled by the stats. Them stats ain't.
Brian Robinson is a good running back, and he's a pass catching running back.
Wait a minute.
You know what?
Is his numbers better? I just want to know. And
yes, better than Pollard.
Is his numbers better than Pollard?
Well,
yes,
please. Brian Robinson got 558 yards. That's
What
what he
is
got on his
what
season.
does
And
Pollard
Pollard
have?
has 58 yards.
Let me see what Pollard is
He got
working with.
500 more yards than Pollard.
Oh boy, here we go.
Now he's tired. Now he's tired. Now he took melatonin.
I just gotta.
Now he's on a melatonin drip. Come on.
And he's got
So
five.
what-
Pollard's got 590. So Pollard has more rushing yards than him. He got 590.
what, 30-something yards?
But y'all acting like he's got like a 1,300-yard season right now.
I know, but you
like
said
Robin, you act like he got more yards than Pollard, and he ain't.
you
he
said
ain't got more yards
that
than Pollard.
Pollard. So
Pollard's
what
still
is?
rushing for 4 yards a carry. That's still decent.
It's decent. It's
That's decent. And the Commanders only average 21 points a game. That's not great. They're not lighting
They're going to
it
score
up.
28 on Thanksgiving.
Nah,
They're going to score more.
Like you
They're
said,
going
we
to
put
score
Jersey
more
on.
than 21 points.
Nah, not happening. Nah, Dallas is going to shut them down.
Let me
Listen,
give a
fellas,
score before I pass it to you.
out.
Let me give a quick score before I pass it to
Go
you.
ahead. Go ahead.
I got the Commanders 28-24.
I got 27-17 Commanders.
Oh my God. Oh, fellas,
17
come on,
points.
guys. Are y'all
That's all
feeling
y'all
y'all
good
emotions
for.
like this? I can't believe
No.
this, man. Did I do this to y'all like that, man? I ain't
I
even
think
got to
that-
take. I don't
I
even
think
got to
they're
take. Dallas is winning this
Motivated
game.
team. I think they're more of a
30. Listen, 37-20. Dallas is winning
got-
this game.
They got
It's-
more.
it's
They
a-
got more
it's
to
a blowout.
lose than y'all got to win. I like
Listen.
the Commanders.
When we go up, because their defense is not that great, they're bottom 4 in defense. Their defense is trash. They don't even have their supposedly stars anymore. So Sweater's gone, and like you said earlier, Skrapp, the Niners done robbed them in the middle of the night, took their players. They don't have nothing. They're trash. They ain't got nothing. So when
Chase
that
Young,
goes
we got
up,
Chase Young.
we're pinning back our ears and we're rushing the quarterback like what we do. It's the same formula. So that's what it's going to be.
That's
It's a
if
wrap.
you get a lead. What happens
When we will
if
get, because that defense ain't stopping nobody.
Well, just don't get into the red zone because we know what y'all do in the red zone. So
Actually,
y'all better.
we've been improved in the red zone. The last 4 weeks, we've been improved in the red zone.
and who have they played? They've played
Now
we
now
played-
it's-
YMCA team.
But now if we lost to those teams, y'all would have something else to say. We
How many
can't.
weeks ago did y'all play us?
We played y'all like 3 weeks ago.
So how you gonna say the last 4 weeks? Because y'all was horrible in the red zone against us.
We was good against the Chargers in the red zone, and then we was good against
That was 3 weeks ago.
right, and then we played the Giants, and then we
That
played
was 2 weeks ago.
and then we played hold on one second. Let me make sure I got my
The
team
Panthers.
and the Panthers, yeah. So
That
we
that
were good.
That was this
Where's
week.
that fourth week? Where's the
Yeah,
fourth
the
week?
fourth week was us. So don't put us in there with them. Y'all was nothing in the red zone against us. Remember the ball on the 6-yard line with 30
That was
seconds
one
to go?
drive. That was only one drive.
But y'all didn't score from the red zone in the game. is
No,
what I'm trying
we
to
didn't.
let
Well,
you-
we wasn't in the red zone. We scored. We didn't need to be in the red zone to score.
You didn't make it
We
to the
scored our
red zone?
touchdowns.
They
We
made it to
scored
the red
outside
zone.
the red zone. We
Oh,
scored
okay.
outside the red
What
zone.
to say?
They made it to the red zone. Don't let him do that to you on here. They made it to the red zone.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna pull some stats. Go ahead.
Yeah,
B.
pull
Go
it
to the
up.
next. Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Okay,
What's
so
your
I
score?
just
What's your score for that game?
37-20.
37-20. And that's Dallas, right?
Dallas, of course.
Okay.
Okay, of
Of
course.
course.
Okay. So I just want to make a note of this, that every team that added someone or made improvements, those improvements have automatically made an instant impact. And the team that felt that they didn't have to do anything, they're going to suffer down the line. I just want to put that out there. When you think about Bayard or whatever,
Bayard.
what did he? Bayard, yeah, he made instant impact. When you think of Chase
What
Young,
does Bayard do? Bayard ain't done nothing.
He got an interception in the end
he
zone.
got an interception. What are you talking about?
Okay, that was one. That was That was. I mean, but you act like he
We
ain't done
needed
nothing
it.
since
Right
he
then
been
and
there
there, we
though.
needed that. We needed him to do that.
It was a
We
bad
did it.
throw by Mahomes more than anything else. But go ahead. It was
And-
a bad throw
by
by
Bayard.
Mahomes. And by the way, we scored 3 red zone touchdowns against the Eagles. Okay, Ferguson a 4-yard pass, Cavante Turbin a 5-yard pass, and Tobin had a 7-yard pass. So we scored
Nice.
in the red zone against y'all.
That's
really?
good.
With that
And what was the
flag.
final
okay.
score?
Okay.
What was the
All right,
final
I'm
score?
Sorry, I
The
stand
final
correct.
score was what it was, 28-23. I told you we're going to split with the Eagles anyway, so it don't matter.
But
We've
what
seen them
about
again.
what about in the red zone when it really mattered?
It
At the
didn't
end,
happen.
when it really mattered.
We imploded. We imploded.
On the 6-yard line with like
on the
30
6-yard
seconds to go.
line. We imploded. Y'all didn't have nothing to do with that. I mean, Bram got the sack on that one play, but it was before then even before that even happened. You know what I'm saying? So, it was the, player
Concussion,
game and all
concussions. CTE is real, man.
Yo, I'm
NFL might have to cut you a check, man.
Yeah.
NFL
There is
might cut you
there is a
check,
lawsuit, a settlement pending.
man. Will Smith might have been playing you, playing you in that movie, man. The CTE movie, man.
Okay, last but not
you the
least,
one that
the
forgot that
nightcap.
we scored 3 times in the red zone, though. So you the one.
You're right, I did, because we won. I mean, we won. Y'all was lackluster, so okay, maybe y'all did score in the red zone. I stand corrected. See, I'm not always right. I'm not always right. Just when I predict that we're going to win, for the most part, I'm always right. But what we got?
Last but not
What we
least,
got?
the nightcap. We got the 49ers versus Seattle Seahawks. I think that this is going to be interesting. We're playing in Seattle.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's Seattle, Philly, home. So they tried to bounce us around in order to give you guys a fighting chance. It won't matter.
Bounce who home? Bounce who? Bounce
us around. They moved us back and forth so
give
that
you a fighting chance.
you guys.
Y'all the ones that want revenge, so come get it.
No, we're gonna get it. It's not about revenge.
Okay.
I'll tell Rod, and I'll tell you the same thing. It is about February. It is about Las Vegas. It's about confetti. That is what it is about. This is a game to put everyone else on notice, because I hear other people talking about when Brock, who had a perfect passer rating, first quarterback to do that since Montana, perfect passer rating. It was still, but yeah.
Against who? Who y'all play?
Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay. Okay, let me.
Are they better than who'd you play?
Tampa Bay.
Panthers.
Let me see.
Who's better, Tampa Bay or the Panthers? They're in the same division, so who's better?
No, the Buccaneers are a better team. I'm just trying to. I'm just trying. Let me see where they at.
You're trying to pick something apart. There's not. This is Saturday after Thanksgiving.
Actually, Carolina.
There's no more meat on the bone.
Carolina has a better defense, though. Carolina. They only give up total yardage is 308 yards. Okay.
Didn't they win one game?
One game, but they actually have a better defense than
Bryce
the
Young is 12 pounds less than my son, and my son's 11 years old. Don't tell me about the Panthers. The Panthers are terrible. They're terrible.
But you're talking about he threw a perfect pass away against a bad Bucks defense. That defense is not good.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
And the Panthers actually have a better defense.
So when you hear him
talk, they're losing because they don't have an offense. They're almost like they're the NFC version of the Jets almost. They have a good defense, and they got a good pass rusher that came back with Burns when he came back last week against Dallas. They
might just gave me a concussion with this one.
No. Listen, it's the truth. The Buccaneers is not a good defensive team.
Now this is his emotions spilling all over the show.
But no,
it's a perfect passer rating. It's a perfect passer rating.
It's a perfect passer rating, but just like y'all keep saying, you try to make our victories invalid when we beat bad teams like the Giants in Carolina. But you're talking about a perfect passer rating against a bad Bucks team at home. They got no defense. They have no defense.
Tampa Bay is
bottom
better.
Half of defense.
I understand, but Tampa Bay is still better than.
But who did he get a perfect rating?
Panthers.
Did he get against the entire Buccaneers team or just the defense? We're talking about the defense he was playing against. That was a bad defense. That's a bad defense. So I'm saying that's nice. I mean, good, perfect quarterback.
No. Don't clap. Don't clap.
Like he just won the MVP or something. Like it was. Okay. I mean, that's not.
What was his passer rating against the Cowboys? I didn't want to bring this up. What was his passer rating against the Cowboys?
I'm gonna guess probably like 140. I'm guessing.
I'll try to figure it out. Give me a minute. I'm trying to pull it up.
I didn't want to, and I didn't want to. You should have just left well enough alone. You should have let sleeping dogs lie.
Ain't nobody afraid of y'all. Listen, like I say.
But instead,
what's the passer rating? I'm interested in this.
This is. I didn't want to, and I didn't even want to go there. I didn't want to.
I could tell by your face you didn't want to go there.
I was like, yo, I just want. Yeah, but he forced me there.
I saw that. Shame on you, Rod.
Wait, hold on. Shame on you, Rod.
So, in any case, I'll say this.
Go ahead while I pull this up.
Walker has an oblique injury. I think they're talking about putting him on IR. So, Charbonnet is going to be the running back. And I think Gino is talking about he has an elbow injury. He doesn't know if people are going to. He never wrote back. we're going to make sure whatever arm he has is not going to be able to write back. We're going to put immense pressure on Geno. I think that we're going to try to get to the point where fourth quarter, everybody is chilling. And that is going to be the focus. Let's get up early. Let the defense do what it does. We have a rotation of players to rock and roll. We don't have to overtax anybody. I do think we're going to get to the point where you'll see a lot more Elijah Mitchell. They're sprinkling him in more because, once again, CMC, it's about February. It's about Black History Month. It's about confetti. That is the focus of us, not November games, not Thanksgiving. That's cute.
You got to win.
We're getting a primetime game.
There, yeah.
We're going. We will, and we will win. But it's also about making sure, and I've said this all season long, it's about us winning the game and exiting healthy. That's all we have to do. Stay healthy. If we play our game, I like our chances in every game we play moving forward. What do you guys say?
I see you guys pretty much rolling over Seattle. Like they have nothing outside of Metcalf and Lockett. There's really nothing too much there on offense. And now you said that Walker's out. So they got the rookie. They got the rookie.
Yeah.
Kenneth Walker's out. Yep.
Yeah, Walker's out.
Y'all are too stout on defense for that offense. So it's gonna be bad. I say it might be another 42-10 game. I'm gonna say somewhere right, but I'm gonna give. I'll say about 35-9. Maybe they might get like a couple field goals, but it's not gonna be competitive. Yeah, you can go right because I'm.
I like the Niners in this. The Niners will win this game. I like the Niners winning this game. I'm gonna say 35. I'm gonna actually say 35-24. I think because the Seattle is.
You think they're gonna score 24 points?
I think so. I think the Niners got their front seven is definitely good. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, but I do think Geno will have some opportunities, depending upon how healthy he is. I think there's because Metcalf, there's nobody in that back end that can hold a Metcalf and lock it. I think they will get off. I think they'll get off with a couple. They'll be kind of one dimensional. So how they're gonna run to kind of keep it honest is gonna be tough. But I think Geno's going to have a few opportunities against that secondary, but I think the Niners the score won't be it'll be 35-24, but the score won't be as close or it's not indicative as close as the game is going to be based on that score. I think
so the spread is 6.5, over under is 43.5. So I do think, I think it's going to be, I think it's going to be closer, honestly. It's a divisional game. We don't look past anybody. Of course, Pete Carroll, he's familiar with the 49ers. So I would say that the score is going to be 28-20.
Okay. I don't see that, but
that's
okay.
not bad. Yeah. I kind of. The Niners will win that game though. They just
that 20 will be that'll be a late touchdown to make it look good. Like Skrapp always says. They just
like
put
Cowboys
a little bit of they putting foundation on
Yeah. Make it look better than what it was.
They go by the MAC counter. Go by the MAC counter in Seattle and try to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, a little blemish remover.
That's
it.
Exactly.
And by the way, Purdy had a 144 quarterback rating against Dallas.
I said 140. Yeah, I said
you said 140. Okay, I didn't hear you. Yeah. So you both.
You said one. You said it was 140 or 144.
144.
No, I was saying
is that good?
At least 140.
Oh, it's very good. That's
okay. And is Dallas good?
But he did that against and their defense was good. That's a legit.
So 158.
A good defense.
So 158 should be respected. Are we clear on the 158? Because 144 against, let you tell it, a top echelon team, right?
Yeah.
That's
great
legit. Passer rating.
No, it's a very good.
I don't want to know what Dax was. Please don't tell me what. We got to go, but just let me know what Dax is before we go, because I know people that are watching want to know.
I'm gonna say Dak's passer rating was probably like a 72.
It wasn't that high.
They had 10.
It wasn't that high.
64.
Oh no, I don't think Dak's rating was Dak played
probably
in that game.
Probably in the 50s. If that.
I'm gonna give him 64. That's like a D-.
No. It was below 50. It was below. He threw 3 interceptions, remember?
Oh man, he probably had probably 52.
And then I threw 3 interceptions in that game. Let me
He
see.
yawning. It must be bad.
That melatonin drip, they turned up that melatonin drip on me. Nah, that melatonin drip, don't let it kick in yet. Let's finish this show before it kicks in.
Let me see. 49ers eyes. So yeah, it was only a 51, and his QBR was 43.
I said 52.
Yeah,
It's
it was bad.
yeah.
Oh, it was bad. Listen.
So when
I told you,
please,
3 in
when
a
I say
row,
Brock Purdy,
y'all own us. Until then, until we beat y'all, I got nothing else to say. So,
but
I take that.
you have nothing to say as far as your team is concerned. But when I bring up something that is a fact that Brock Purdy had a perfect pass, please respect that. He's had that. No, but you were like
scoffed at it.
Of course he did until we went full circle and we saw 144.
Let me tell you something, Scrap. Let me tell you something. You know, Scrap, you watch the show, okay? And you know your boy D. D likes to exaggerate. Like he'll come out and he do the same thing with his Nets. You know, he'll be like, "Yo, TJ Warren." Like, yo, this dude actually wanted to do a whole episode on TJ.
No, that is not true. That is not true.
Yo, it wasn't
TJ Warren.
Show notes.
He sent me a clip of
I did send him
Walker. He sent me a clip of Lonnie Walker dunking on like our whole team.
I did.
So I woke up, oh my God, we're playing. So I checked the score. I'm like, up like 70 points.
Exactly. Scott,
it's called a highlight for a reason. It's a highlight.
But I'm saying, but he act like it was like, like, oh my God, like it was just like.
I'm thinking it was a close game and something. I'm looking like, oh my goodness, this guy just showed me.
I mean, you do have the reigning MVP on your team. What do you expect? We don't have any superstars. You guys got. The MVP.
Yo, man, why don't you talk to somebody, man? Why don't y'all send Mikal Bridges home, man? Send him home.
Nah, no.
Don't do him like that.
No. We're gonna add. Yo, listen, we're going to add some pieces. I'm gonna tell you who there is talk that might be coming our way. Donovan Mitchell may be coming our way. We're gonna listen. Give us a little time. We're still on a hangover from getting gutted from our superstars. Going to Dallas and going to Phoenix. So we'll be okay.
The good thing about y'all is Dolan is still the Knicks owner because nobody want to play for everybody want to go to New York, but they don't want to play for the Knicks because of Dolan. That's how y'all got Kyrie.
They want that market, but they don't want to play for him because it's dysfunctional. The Knicks are going, as long as Dolan is the owner, it's dysfunctional, and they would rather go to the, arguably or proverbially the little brother. And at least be in that big market because Brooklyn is. I mean, it's a destination to live. It's dope. It has community. I mean, they got a great fan base. It's a lot to like.
You know what? I was gonna go to a game because I heard you can actually lay down and watch the games in there. Like you can lay across like 3 or 4 seats and get comfortable. I heard you get comfortable in there, man.
Right. They got hammocks. They got hammocks out there. You can really, You can. You might be able to on the floor, tripping players. Right. Yeah. Knicks and Nets give me high fives. All that. Yo, it's all good. It is all good. Look, Rod's enjoying that. Rod's enjoying that. I'm glad you're enjoying that. It's all good, man. It's all good.
All been
hey,
there,
listen,
man.
we're going through a tough season.
Listen,
we're going through a tough season.
I sat through a 10-72 season, man. So I'm one to talk. I sat through a whole 10-72 season. So
you went through the process, bro. You went through the process.
Been there. We've all been there, man. But you know,
well, we have. Oh, no doubt.
Yeah,
Lakers have been there. Bad years, no doubt.
Yeah.
So no, we never. You could still. You weren't able to lay out though. You know what I'm saying in the crypto, but we did have some bad seasons though. Oh man, Scrap, you stupid. You can stretch out 3-4 seats.
Right.
Yeah. Oh God. Get comfortable, man. Enjoy yourself.
Comfortable, man.
Oh, man.
Oh God.
Okay, so in any case, we appreciate you guys joining us today. Shout out to Kingdom Creative for the production. Shout outs to Infinite Audio for the music. Oh man, great music, great production. Skrapp, thank you for joining us. He is our resident Philly fan. All things
Homer.
Philly.
Yeah, all things Philly.
He's a homer.
Yeah, he's a homer.
Homer. But it's going to be interesting the next couple of weeks. We'll definitely have you back because week 13, I know we want to have you. Definitely week 14. when your team is on the mend after playing us to play the Cowboys.
So can I ask a question? This is a recap. So I'm 2-0 in recaps right now, right?
You are.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are.
As a
You
rookie,
are.
listen, this rookie is putting up some pretty
putting up
gaudy
some numbers.
stats.
But you
How you
could
put
end
all
up. You will end up being
4-0.
50-50. You'll end up being 2-2.
You're gonna be 2-2 because you're
4-0.
losing to the Niners and the Cowboys. And we want you
4-0.
on the pregame. We want you on the preview, pregame, and we want you on post.
Yeah.
All
Hey,
right.
you
So
know what?
pre and
We
post.
want all.
We want
We want
all-
all
You know
that
what?
smoke in the
Before-
beginning.
Before
And then
we
we
sign
want you
off,
to
you know what?
sleep.
I had that what was that Harlem Nights moment. Remember when he's laying in the bed and he finds her gun and said, "Oh, look, she got a little gun." And he's like, "Wait a second." That's when Don before our game, Don was like, "Hey, you want to come on and recap your game?" I'm like, "Oh, no, wait a minute, I was going to lose."
Right.
Like quick. And Don,
Oh, man. Right. It was a setup. We
It
thought it
was
was
a
going to be.
Yeah,
it was a
boy.
setup, man.
Yeah,
It
man.
was
I
a
was mad. I
Yeah.
said last night, man. I said, man, Skrapp, boy. Skrapp done again by the skin of his teeth. Again, boy.
It's all good.
God.
And listen,
Oh,
it's
God.
you can only grace goes but so far. And
That's it,
so
man. You're gonna run out.
his
You
grace
running
has
out,
been
bro.
extended,
Right,
but
right.
of
That's
course,
it, but you've been taking advantage of it, God forbid.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah,
No more.
yeah.
But
No more
so-
grace.
you know what happens after grace? You eat. You say your grace, then you eat. Okay, so hey, man, listen.
Well, what do you got? You guys play Buffalo
Buffalo.
and then us?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might
Light
be.
work.
Two home games, though. I got Buffalo
Light
and
work.
the Niners at
light
home. So
work.
that's
light work, man. That's light work.
light work.
That's light work,
light
man.
work.
We're gonna punch
Listen.
on Buffalo. We're gonna punch on Buffalo. What we need to do is figure out who our tight end is, because it was a couple series last night. We didn't even have a tight end in the game, so we gotta.
Yeah.
we need
No,
that
yeah,
extra
yeah,
body.
yeah. That
need
dude,
that extra
whoever that
body.
You're gonna need right.
Ooh.
Play
Yeah.
us with no tight end. Play us with no one to chip anybody. Yeah, please. I beg you guys. I beg Sirianni. Can you call Sirianni and say, hey, listen, we don't need a tight end against the 49ers?
No, when he
Please.
did that first down yesterday like this, when he went like this, he said, "Yo, I wanted to reach through my TV screen, son."
We
And I
need
just
the-
wanted to just
We need the scouting coach from Michigan that was
Yeah.
stealing signs to go there and punch him in the
Go in
face.
and
We'll
sound like-
hire him
Right,
to
that's
put a
it.
disguise
We'll
on
pay-
and punch
That's
him in
not
his
We'll
face.
pay for
That's
whatever
not nice.
consequences
That's
come
not
his
nice.
way.
It's Thanksgiving. This supposed to be a family.
This is supposed to be a family show, right?
Yeah, this is a
Right,
family
family
show,
show.
man.
Punching coaches.
I saw it in the email. This is a family
Right.
show.
Oh,
man.
right,
Y'all
right.
can't- Y'all can't
You're
resist the
absolutely
violence,
right.
man.
We don't condone violence.
No, we don't condone
We
violence.
would hire him allegedly to allegedly punch
Allegedly, right?
the
Allegedly,
coach
allegedly.
Sirianni in the face.
That's it.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Oh man,
So,
but listen, thanks for joining us. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone.
Same to you.
Once
No
again,
doubt.
like,
Your
share,
family.
subscribe to our Facebook, YouTube page. Want to make sure everything's good. Mom, how's your mom doing, Scrap?
Yeah,
Doing better. Thanks for asking.
Thank
Doing a lot
God.
better.
Thank God.
Doing a
Thank
lot
God.
better.
bro. We've
She
been
was
praying
in our
for her, man.
prayers.
Yeah,
Yes,
she's been in our
absolutely.
prayers. Yep.
And we appreciate you guys joining us. Please leave comments. We made our picks on the Thanksgiving slate. Join us on our next show where we will talk the rest of week 12. My fantasy team is doing good. I'm in second place in my league. And so it's all good, man.
What's up?
Until next time, everyone. Thanks. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.